Is that
Bam.
a thing?
I was gonna say we can't hear it, so
Okay, so the chat won't show up on screen, but now you got Jay and you got us. And
Open your Twitch page and you'll be able to see the chat.
no, I mean I have it.
yes.
But I'm talking about the
Okay.
people at home if they don't have the chat already open, because I have a
Gotcha.
chat thing that runs alongside my face.
I got
Is
you.
all
I
I'm
got
saying.
you. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess things up, but
No, dude.
it's
No, it's
the
fun.
conversation of topic of conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's obviously I'm dork like you guys, so
Yeah, it's interesting though. All of that stuff is super interesting. You know, when you're talking about the whole, I don't know, man, the money versus creative.
so it's like, I mean, so what I meant when I said, whoever has the money, they think they're swinging the biggest, PP around, is they want to make the decisions because it is an investment, because it is their money on the line. So they definitely want to make their money back. And the problem with that becomes that they don't trust the creative process. And if you trust the creative process, then you're going to wind up making that money back. And then, you kind of equated things to me and Billy, and we talked about this last night, where me and Billy are kind of the perfect, balance or yin and yang to each other, because I am very business minded and he is not at all, but he don't want to handle any of that kind of stuff. And he's extremely creative and I am not at all, but I don't want to handle any of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like we stay out of each other's way when it comes to, us doing, business, I guess. So,
but it works. And
it does. Yes, it does. And if I didn't trust Billy and he didn't trust me, it wouldn't work. So, but yeah, oh man. And then you got into Kathleen Kennedy, and the bottom line is, you're right. She did make money, but the problem is now there's kind of a reputation issue, at least with the movies, not necessarily the TV show stuff, but people will give Jon Favreau that credit. And I think rightfully so. So now, yes, she made all this money, but do we trust the next wave of movies going forward? What are they going to do with it? Are they going to, quote, ruin Star Wars? Which, if you enjoy Star Wars, don't let a bad movie or two here or there destroy the entire franchise for you. I think that's pretty ridiculous.
But the way I thought Star Wars came out with, I know it's one overarching 9-film saga, but you've got to look at it as the number 7 was the reboot, because there are millions of kids out there who's like, this movie will appeal to people. The same as New Hope appealed to us when we were kids. It's like we can get that exact same sort of film and get it out to these kids, and we get a whole new fan base. Which unfortunately, I mean, with that one it kind of worked, but people were like, it's kind of the same film, but we'll let it slide. It was decent. We saw all the people again. But as soon as you start messing around with that and having directors squabbling with where they want to go with the story and stuff like that, and I think I don't know, you're kind of on the fence about 8 and 9, aren't you? I didn't like 8 and 9 at all.
No, I'm not on the fence at all. I thought 8 was a good, and this is where let's not turn this into a 2-hour Last Jedi talk. But I thought, for me, 7 set things up, 8 ran with some of those, and some of those went, no, that doesn't make any sense. Let's change it.
Yep.
And then, to me, 8 ended with an open-ended, hey, you can do all kinds of things. There's so many different ways you can go. And then 9 came out and decided, well, a lot of people didn't like 8, so let's just backtrack things, and some of the things were kind of cool and they went with it, and then some of the things were like, oh, well, somehow Palpatine returned. Like, I can't believe that's an actual line in a Star Wars movie, is somehow Palpatine returned. And I was just like, oh god, this movie is but anyway, the fact of the matter is, all I was trying to say is, you can say that you disagree with some of the choices made on some of the movies, even some of the TV shows. I'm not big on Book of Boba Fett right now, but
I'm not. I dropped out after episode 2.
Yeah. So yeah, it's lost some people. Me, I'm still on that. I'm a little more patient than Leon is. Obviously, I like Dune. Anyway, but But Book of Boba Fett is one of those where I'm just like, I don't know if this one's going to be for me at all, which is crazy for me to say. I love Boba Fett, but that doesn't mean that you can immediately like discount everything Kathleen Kennedy's done, especially over her career. Her career is insane.
You're not wrong, and like I said, but you mentioned something that I don't think I've ever heard in an argument before a minute ago, and I'll say it again: is that she did make the money. That's the bottom line. So whether you like the movies, didn't like the movies, you still went and watch. So on the a numbers game, if you're looking at a spreadsheet, yeah, she's very successful.
I mean, it's funny. It's like everybody asked, well, why did they up her contract? She made all the money back in 6 years.
Right.
You
Hey, I got a question. Sorry, go ahead, Leon.
I was gonna say you can have so many people like coming after Disney and be like, you've ruined Star Wars, all this fan base. But if she's made money and she's made them bank,
yeah.
End
of the day, Disney is a business, and it is about making the money now. And I don't want to be so matter of factly about it, but they really don't give a shit what the fans think. As long as they're making money, they don't care.
Sure.
That's what it is.
I got a question about the Book of Boba Fett. You said you're at Leon and Robbie. You said you're not real big on it. Is it because maybe it's a weekly thing, so you're having to wait a week in between? You think if it was a binge type situation, it might be different?
No, I actually like the weekly thing.
I've not seen it yet. So
no, I'm not gonna spoil anything because I'm hashtag no spoilers, just like you are.
No spoilers. Right.
Oh, and by the way, AJ Albert's trying to cause trouble in the chat, saying Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie and Solo is the second. I mean,
I like
Rogue One is amazing.
That is an
I
opinion.
actually like Solo. I like Solo.
I like Solo too, but
never seen it.
But I don't know about first and second best movie ever.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But anyway, no, it's Boba Fett
Jedi's
is
number one.
I guess it just depends on what you think about, The Mandalorian. Did you enjoy The Mandalorian? Did you see that?
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Okay. When Boba Fett was in The Mandalorian, what did you think of him there? Kind of badass, right?
Yeah, kind of badass, right?
He was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
They've
changed his character. I'm sure they it feels like it, and I'm not giving anything away here, but it's it's obviously around the same sort of time. It doesn't feel like the same character, even though it's the same guy. But I don't know. And watching the first episode, I was watching it with someone who hadn't even seen The Mandalorian at that point, and we were just having a discussion, and they were like, "That was good. That was good." And I was like, "It's not.
Okay.
It's not The Mandalorian though." And then I watched the second episode, and there's more to it. But I was kind of over it. I'm like, you know what? I'll see how it fares. Maybe I'll binge watch them at the end.
Right.
And then I heard a bad thing about something, but I'm
don't
not
say
gonna
anything. Hashtag no spoilers.
Yeah, it's basically what irritates me is that it goes against not only because I mean, how many times have I talked about? I mean, chat, this. I talk about expectations all the time. You've got your expectations, and sometimes those expectations, in fact, most times, those expectations will not let you enjoy the movie because you're too busy comparing it to what could have been instead of what it actually is. Right?
Fair.
The problem is, we just saw Boba Fett in The Mandalorian kicking ass.
Kicking ass, right.
And he looked, he all scarred up and jacked up looking, and he was kicking ass.
Kicking names and then, kicking ass.
That's right.
I want to clarify something real quick. If someone my age says Jedi, it means return of, not the last. Just throwing that out there.
Oh. No, it's a funny thing. It's like when you say,
I know it's joking,
but no, it's like so which one should I watch first? Well, the first one. What do you mean the first one? Episode 1 or The New Hope? No, A New Hope. But is that the first one? No. Well, it's the first one that came out, but it's the fourth one. And then you go, well, wait a minute. So what's the first one? Well, episode 1 came out in 1999, 22 years later. But wait a minute. When did that? And it's a funny thing where, if people don't know anything about Star Wars, they look at that and go, I don't get it.
But someone could come into Star Wars and be like, okay, I'll watch it at the beginning. I'll watch episode 1 and think, that was shit. I'm sorry, but it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah.
I
But
agree.
I mean, apart from the end, I love the end.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's just me. I love that battle.
Well, I mean, who
But-
doesn't?
Yo, you know what? Speaking of, sorry, you're talking about Scream, and you watched the first one, didn't really like the second, so you're like, screw Scream. A lot of people are like that. I know people who are like that about the prequel trilogy and have
Right.
not seen episode 3, and episode 3 is probably in my top 3. Like if you're talking about the 9 films, it'll go 6, 5, 3.
Okay.
Episode 3 is badass. It is super badass and so slept on.
No, I agree. I agree with you. But at the same time, it's like, I get it when people say, yeah, I checked out after episode 1. My dad fell asleep in episode 1. I don't blame you, dude.
Sure,
There's a lot of,
sure.
what's with all this water crap? You know, all this stuff. Mall,
Water
hashtag
crap.
no spoiler. But you know what I mean? There's just all this, it's weird. That's a weird movie. But again, as messy as those movies are, at least they had a story, a coherent story from episode 1 to episode 3. 7, 8, and 9 did not have that.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It's like Lucas did have an overarching idea of how he wanted
Sure.
the whole thing to be, and they just
Right.
didn't go with him on 7, 8, 9 because they thought they knew better, and maybe they did. I don't know what his actual finale was. I'm sure you might do, being a big fan and stuff like that, but
it hasn't come out. What
Yeah.
7, 8, and 9? His
what,
7, 8,
what
9.
would
was.
his take have been on it? I don't know.
Well,
Could've
a
been
lot
great.
of that's the thing. They keep saying things like, no, the idea of Luke being, on an island by himself and basically saying that he wants to quit being a Jedi and destroy the Jedi Order, that comes from George Lucas. And I'm like, really? If so, I want to read the original treatment. I want to read his plans for it. But then he even in interviews, he even said, that he said, if you think people hated my prequels, you would have hated my
funny.
sequels. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know what's better at this point.
Yeah, but you know what? At least it would have came from him. And I think Ryan Johnson stepping in the middle of that last trilogy to write something just almost to me completely like, what the hell is this guy doing? You know what I mean? Because episode 9 to me, it felt like freaking what's his name had to come back and try to fix a lot of mistakes in episode, or quote unquote mistakes in episode 8. And it was almost like he was trying to squeeze 2 movies into one.
Right.
And,
well, it's kind of like you say, I mean, kind of look at it from his perspective. He's like, yeah, I made episode 7 and I really liked what I'd set up and where I thought the movie was going to go, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they watch episode 8 and he goes, that's not what I would have done. That's not what my plan was.
right.
And then he goes, well, it doesn't matter. I'm out of it and whatever. And then Colin Trevorrow gets fired and they say, oh, JJ, please come back and do episode 9. And at that point, he's like, well, shit, I'm just going to do it my way. Understandably. The problem is you've just pissed off. You better make sure that your movie is so damn good for the people that didn't like episode 8.
Yeah.
That will counteract the fact. And the problem is he tried to please everyone at the same time and ended up pleasing almost no one.
Because would that have been his way, though?
He had an impossible task. That's the thing. He had an impossible task because of what was written before him.
See, if you read Colin Trevorrow's episode 9 script is out there. If you read it, I don't know if it would have ended up being any better, but at least it made sense. It contextualized what happened in 8 and what happened in 7, and it made sense. And I was like, wow, that was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Would it have been any good? I have no idea.
To explain a main plot point with just a sentence like somehow he came back, it feels like that was a note that was written on a script and someone just used it as dialogue, which is just ridiculous.
It's bad, but
episode 8 is my least favorite. If we're ranking them 1 through 9, episode 8 is at the bottom of the list. It's wretched.
See, it's so funny because to me 9 is at the bottom of the list.
See, 9 would be one rung above it.
Oh, well, at least we can agree on that. But there are things that see, I've said this before, but I think Rogue One is near the bottom. And just because I don't like the characters. I don't care about the characters.
I understand that, but I'm looking at it from the story that was told, and the story they told I thought was pretty freaking amazing. It finally fills that gap between episode 3 and 4, as you know, the rebels are they're gonna go after the Death Star, and they got the Death Star plans. Well, now we know how they got those plans and whatnot. And I'm not going to get into spoilers. I don't care how old the movie is, but that ending, damn, that's all I'm going to say on Rogue One.
No, I mean, sure, but hey,
I can appreciate what I can appreciate what you're saying about the characters, though. I mean, because freaking Rose Tuco or Tuki or Tushi or whatever the hell her name is, completely insignificant character.
But at least they included her, and she actually had a story in 8. I mean, they actually utilized her. As soon as you come into 9, she comes in for a couple of seconds, and they just like dismiss her, and it's like that's harsh. That's not her fault. You know, that's not the actor's fault. That's not the character. You know, it's like it felt bad to me. It was almost like they're just brushing everything away. Which
nothing against the actress at all, but the character was freaking pointless. The character, I'm trying to watch my language, but screwed everything up in 7.
You can say whatever you want on this channel.
I remember.
It's already on mature.
Good. They went to some random casino or something, which was completely irrelevant. It was about
30
minutes of the movie.
I agree. That part didn't need to be there at all. It's funny because Jordan Fringe, I don't know if you know Jordan, I think.
I'm aware of him from your channel, yeah.
He did kind of a fan edit of episode 7, and was it 7? No, the casino was 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, casino's 8. The casino was 8.
And so he did a fan edit and like took that part out, and it was like, okay, this movie's like infinitely better now, just removing that part alone. But
by the way,
I just think
real quick, everyone, Game Dave is in the house. I don't know if
what's
you saw
up, Game
that.
Dave.
And he says 3 hot pieces of meat on screen at once, can't handle it. That's the real reason I couldn't make it to the premiere. Side note, congrats boys, Dave.
Hey, congrats you, man.
Look
you
at
were
this.
a part of that, dude.
We're representing here, Dave, and thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for the I watched his stream while we were premiering. You know, like I watched it earlier today.
I saw that pop up actually. It's like when it was done. I was gonna check it out.
Yeah, and he gave me a little shout out on the. By the way,
nice.
Big Mark is also here. Big supporter of Game Dave. Welcome, Big Mark.
What's up, Big Mark?
This is Order 42, but I am Rob the Idiot, just so you know. So I am the guy. But look, here's the thing. When it really comes down to it, they don't care. And we got Scholar really Faust just followed 2 minutes ago. Thank you, Tape Flipper. We know your name, Tape Flipper.
I remember him on the Game Day.
Yes. Yeah. Welcome, Tape Flipper. Thank you for those follows. Really appreciate that. And look at that. Nightbot over here doing work. Thank you, Nightbot.
What's up, Nightbot?
So, yeah.
Real hero.
Yeah. But yeah, look at that. Adventures of Game Chasing. Support the movie. You can get your own digital copy. Hashtag not a shill. Did you see this?
Hashtag kind of a shill.
I mean, hashtag maybe a bit of a shill.
Yeah,
I mean, just a little bit, but
we just made this movie so we can sell shirts. That's it.
Yeah, that's where the real money is.
Now, Jay, I know that you were on Jim's show last night. By the way,
yes,
Grindhead Jim's show. And most people that usually come to my channel, they know who Grindhead Jim is. But can you tell the people what you like, how you felt the premiere went, and how you felt?
I think it went really well. So last night at dinner, we were talking, and we were just, I think you brought up, hey, has anyone talked to Billy how he feels about it? I talked to Billy today about that, actually. So I'll get into that if you want, but I thought it went really well. I thought just the vibe and the atmosphere, everybody hanging out pre and all that kind of stuff was awesome. I think people laughed when I thought they should have laughed. Sometimes they laughed when I didn't think they would laugh, which is a good thing. There were also times where I thought, a certain line or scene would get a bigger laugh, and it didn't, but a laugh nonetheless. The point is, people were laughing and people were having fun. The feedback that I've heard from it, from people I trust to tell me the truth, has been positive. And I think the general the general reception, you know, the way the audience saw the movie, perceived the movie, all that kind of stuff, I think that's going to be pretty much across the board, the general acceptance once this does finally go out, all the digital codes go out, which I was looking into that today, by the way. We are talking about that last night too. I thought it was great, man. People were complimenting the acting, and I figured that'd be the worst part because we're not actors. You know, I'm not an actor. Billy's not an actor. Eric and Chief aren't actors, but people were like, man, if I didn't know better, I think you guys had experience. I really wish Game Dave was there. Game Dave, we miss you, man. And you were so big with everything that we did on set. Yeah, I wish you could have made it. We might be up your way-ish in April, though, in Philadelphia. I don't want to give too much away on that, but if you can make it out to that, that'd be great. And you can text me on that, Dave, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. And Billy's biggest thing was, what did he say? The fact that so many people had to not come because of COVID, COVID related stuff. Like that is what bothered him. I said, that's the only thing that bothered you. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, then we didn't do too bad because we can't control that, obviously. So
look, I mean, I've said it. I've said it a couple of days. Yeah, you saw that.
yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, I'm just so happy that we got such a good response. I mean, of course, you could probably say that, as we had talked previously about, is just the idea that, you know, you get caught up in the moment. I mean, everybody's there. Billy's there. Jay's there. You know, all these people that you've seen, and you're like, oh my gosh, there they are on screen and all that, and it's part of this big thing, you know, and you can get caught up on that, and it basically, all the bad stuff doesn't seem as bad because you're always, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the fact that these people came out and had an almost universally positive response, I mean, that's a pretty good thing. You know, and I still want to hear from the people that have no connections to us whatsoever.
For sure. No, I understand what you mean by that 100%, but trust me, you know, like I did, my vlog went out on it today, and, you know, my son, he's 14 and mouthy. And if it was cringe, as the kids say, he absolutely would have been like, Dad, like, what are y'all doing here? And he didn't. And even, you know, he was involved in a lot of like script reads and stuff like that, and he's laughing at stuff that I think, you know, at that time a 12-year-old boy should have been laughing at, you know. But even with the movie, he brought everybody in his house, you know, his mom and stepdad and all that stuff, and yeah, they laughed and they thought it was funny. And I think we have a really good chance of getting this kind of like grassroots wildfire going and growing. And I think we might actually be able to turn a small profit off of this at some point. And while it's not about the money, of course, you don't want to be out of pocket on that kind of thing. I hope that this leads to more movies and people go, holy shit, like you guys actually came with something way more legit than we thought you were going to do. So the next time you do it, I'm not even going to question it. Here's my money. Sure. That's what I hope.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because like, I mean, I think I said it earlier. I can't remember, but it's the whole, I want people to come away from it and say, okay, that was better than I expected. And then they go, wait a minute, they made it for how much?
Yeah. And talking about budget, I think what we had to spend on the actual movie, and once we get into, you know, making the DVDs, or sorry, the Blu-ray and shipping and all that other kind of stuff, that number is going to go up. But just to make the movie, I think we're at like 135K.
135.
Yeah. So, you know, once all in all is said and done, and probably more than that, because I'm looking into this digital distribution, and that's gonna potentially cost some money. You know, we're probably in the like 155, 160 range once everything is said and done on it. So
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
Star Fox Rain, welcome back. We've got a couple of surprises here. We didn't know Jay was coming on, but hey, there we go. We have Jay now.
It's
And-
like I was listening to you guys, and you know, like if you're in a movie, a horror movie, and you're screaming at the person on screen, don't go in there. Like you guys are talking, and I'm sitting here trying to talk to you, you can't hear me. So I was like, yo, patch me in.
dude, man, anytime. You know that. Anytime.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, you know, I know that these guys, and oh, look at there. Scholar Faust is here. Thank
What's up,
you.
Scholar
And thank you
Faust?
for the follow earlier. Oh, and Jedi Killer 779 followed 6 minutes ago. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Very
I
nice.
appreciate that. But so Jay, what is it like being a double for 8-Bit Eric while filming extra scenes for the movie?
I think we might be around the same like skin tone, so it made it a little bit easier. It just I had to wear yellow, so I felt like a Twinkie. That's I mean, look at what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing a dark blue shirt, and I have basically 3 colors: black, gray, and blue that I wear. So wearing yellow is definitely, you know, a little strange for me. I felt like the little sun on the Raisin Bran box and stuff. So, but you know, the double was really just driving shots, which is why I got my stunt driver credit. So, but yeah,
There you go. That was
Looks like Eric. Looks like Eric.
That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, there's gonna be driving scenes where it's gonna be me. An actual driving in the car. I don't think Eric actually. No, there was one time I think. Oh man, I don't even know if I want to say. I'll say it very vaguely. When we pull up to the flea market, Eric is actually driving. Then outside of that, he does no driving in the actual movie. So because even if you see him in a driver's seat, if we're talking like behind the scenes kind of stuff, the car was put on a trailer and it was being hauled by a truck. Just that was the quote safe way to do things on a movie production. 16-bit J, I accept that. So yeah, even when you see Eric in the driver's seat, that is actually being pulled by a truck, and the camera was mounted on the hood. You know, so when you're looking in, you see Eric there.
Man, Hollywood is such bullshit.
Movie magic.
Everything's so fake.
But Tape Flipper, you said you're here so you don't get fined by Game Dave, but now that 10 minutes have passed, having a good time. I apologize for the 10-minute delay. You have to follow before you can chat. I apologize for that, but the reason that is because I was getting hit by, for some reason, tons and tons of bots.
Yep.
And they were screwing me up. So I
Yep.
apologize for that. I'm not like one of those, oh, you must follow before you can talk to me. I don't care. I honestly don't care. But that's the reason. So I apologize for that. So Scholar Faust said, recently replayed Dark Forces 1 and 2 and still had a great time. Is there any other Star Wars game y'all think are greatly overlooked? Any you wish you had a remaster to play better on modern systems?
Oh man. Well, I don't know what you've played, but you know, if we want to go like 64, the pod racing game was actually really fun. Didn't they do a remaster on that one recently?
Yes. I don't know if it's like a fully fledged remaster, if it's just like a, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got it. What about
Thanks,
what
Dave.
about the
We'll never forget this.
the ones on GameCube?
Yeah, well, that's what I was just going to say. Is it Rogue Squadron?
Yes, Rogue Squadron.
But is that underappreciated?
I don't
thought
think
it was
so.
Successful. You know, it's a great game.
Yeah, I think
I guess
everybody
Jedi
knows
Outcast
about
would be one that was underappreciated. That was on Xbox and possibly GameCube as well.
Oh, look at that. Jedi Killer. What's up, guys? Dallas Reese from J-Stream.
Hey.
What's up, Dallas?
How you doing?
It did have remaster on all systems and on PC. Okay.
See, I keep thinking about some of the more classic games like Super Star Wars. I enjoyed those games, but I wish they would do almost like the way that they did DuckTales, you know?
But they're bloody hard.
Oh, they're
Oh.
really
They're
hard.
so hard.
But I mean, make them fun, you know?
I-
Stop making shit games. No, I'm saying.
I can get behind that actually. The ones on Super Nintendo were hard. Nobody ever really talks about them. And I think because they are so hard, people, if they're not good at a game, tend to be like, oh, this game sucks. And I'm victim of it. I do that. But yeah, no, if they made those just a little bit more fun, a little more enjoyable, I think that could be a good reboot or redo.
Yeah,
sort of rebalance the difficulty a little bit or something like that.
Yeah. The difficulty is stupid.
Yeah, and Tape Flipper said Jedi Outcast is out on PS4 and Switch now too.
Oh.
But I think it's literally like, it's almost like a PC port over to Switch. So it's still got that, you know, the janky like Super Mario 64 kind of graphics. You know what I mean? It's not great.
Gotcha.
But it is definitely there. Yeah. Yeah. Me sucks at Soul style games.
I did that with Demon Souls first came out. It looked amazing. I was like, yeah, Demon Souls, I'm definitely down for that game. And I played it the first couple of minutes, got killed by the first boss, lost half my health bar, and it's like, this is bullshit. I'm not playing this game again. You literally start with half your health bar again. No.
Game Dave, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that,
Game
buddy.
Dave. Appreciate you.
And
sir.
look who got them: 22 meters, Leon.
Yes.
Bonobo Juice, Shady Jay,
I like
and
that.
the Game Chasers.
Scam. That's all rigged.
Sir.
It's rigged.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if it was said, but Shadows of the Empire could be really good if it got a reboot and they changed some of the mechanics and, you know, the aiming and stuff like that, and maybe even be able to duck down behind boxes whenever you actually take over Dash Rendar. Man, that opening scene in Shadows of the Empire is tits. Like, it's so good on Hoth. It's so good. I think that would be really good if it got a proper remake.
But see, that's what I'm saying, is that like they were talking about at one point that they were going to I know 7 subs tonight, Star Fox. But again, you guys just watching makes me happy. But think they were actually talking about doing a Rogue Squadron, like almost like a Rogue Squadron remake.
I think that was put in the chat. Actually.
Like it was Factor 5, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think it was put just a little bit up. I think it was one of the new subscribers.
Further up. Oh boy, here we go.
IG-88 boss fight was so fresh. Yeah, it was.
See it.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe I'm making it up.
Oh, they had a fully remastered collection, but sadly the IP holders at the time refused to let the devs do it. That was Scholar Faust.
Okay.
But I thought there was, even further than that, like they were making it for current systems, which would be. But then again, Squadrons came out that game, and it didn't really do well. But it's a different style game. That was more like a. Did you ever play that one, Star Wars Squadrons?
That's just the flying one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all like first person, and it's more of like a serious, like almost like a sim type game, like the old PC X-Wing versus TIE Fighter kind of games. So it had a different, like Rogue Squadron felt arcadey to me, which was what made it fun. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay. Anybody playing Fallen Order? That's the newest one. That one's pretty good. And I don't think I'm not saying it's.
It's actually a really fun game. Some actually like interesting and cool lightsaber mechanics, and the story's good.
Didn't they do the mocap on the kid that played the Joker in Gotham, the series?
Yeah, and he's actually really
interesting.
Good.
Yeah,
okay,
I think so.
Interesting.
Interesting. You know what? I'm going Shadows of the Empire, man.
Okay.
Like the more I think about it, like that could be a really, really, really damn good game.
Squadrons in VR. Yes,
yeah,
that could be interesting. Campaign and Battlefront 2 doesn't get enough love. It's pretty good.
But they got a lot of shit for Battlefield 1 though. That was the thing. With all the microtransactions.
Well, it was when it first came out. Yeah. A lot of the in order for you to upgrade anything, you had to pay for it.
Well, yeah, I think they worked out. It's like, oh no, you can grind for it. You can get it legitimately, and it worked out. It was something stupid like 20,000 hours or something to get Luke Skywalker. It's like, yeah, that's bollocks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I liked.
But Battlefront was good though. I thought I liked it.
I didn't end up playing it.
Yeah, I remember so the first, so there was Battlefront like on PlayStation 2, and then there's Battlefront 2, And then the new Battlefront that came out like 2015.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Right.
That
It's
one
more like,
was
it's more
really
like Call of
good.
Duty.
Yeah,
Well,
it was really
the
good.
multiplayer at least.
And then there was the VR mission. And that VR mission for the PlayStation VR, dude, because you get to sit in an X-Wing and you're sitting there and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing.
See, I haven't played that one.
And it's really the reason I got the PlayStation VR was just to play that. And it's an amazing feeling when you take off. And of course, the first thing I do a barrel roll and I almost get sick. It was so amazing.
Okay, nice.
But it was really, really cool. Yeah, VR X-Wing is effing expensive, Star Fox. Yeah, I just Battlefront 2 pissed me off. I hated the way that the progression was stupid. I loved the first Battlefront, but you will love Squadrons in VR, really. Okay.
Well, there's that VR game where you get to fight Darth Vader as well, isn't there, or something?
Well, I have the Vader Immortal on the Oculus Quest, which is
okay.
Look, I get it. When people say they don't like VR, I get it. There's the bad frame rate. It gives me headaches and whatever. Big Mark just subscribed. Thank you, Big Mark. Appreciate that, sir.
Thanks, Big Mark.
But dude, man, it's really cool. The Oculus Quest is kind of cool, man. I got the Quest 2, and of course you have to link it with your Facebook and all that crap. But man, it's the fact that you're wireless. It's so freaking cool, man. It's so cool. So that's a thing.
I've been hearing a lot of
stuff
Dave, about, I don't want to say buzz, it's not been that strong, but a lot of stuff recently on social media about the Oculus. So a lot of people must have got it for Christmas, maybe.
There was a ton.
Maybe just,
I remember there
just
was a
getting
Best
around
Buy
to playing it, but
yeah, there was a Best Buy that I went to over like just a couple of days before Christmas, and I looked up and they have the stuff on the rafters. It was all the way to the ceiling, Quest 2s, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. It's not. I mean, I think it's selling well, but it's not selling as well as they thought it would.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I was going to buy it at one point, but I wouldn't say I'm a troll on Facebook, but I'm opinionated, and the fact that you can get banned for the stupidest thing, and that's locked to your account. That's a no for me. That's a no buy.
Okay.
Yeah. If you lose your access to your Facebook account, you lose access to the Oculus Quest.
Got it.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing. But that's
I think
why
VR is a
don't get on
nice
my
little gimmick in gaming right now. It's cute.
Yeah. And thank you to Carbonite Dreams. Everybody knows Carbonite.
What's up, Carbonite Dreams?
Follow. Thank you, Carbonite Dreams. But yeah, I don't know. It's I get it. I think it's really, really cool, but I'm really kind of waiting for that next one. The one that's, like the PSVR 2 is coming soon, apparently. And I'm kind of interested in that because they're saying it's only one cable. I mean, the Quest, the beautiful thing about that is that it's, it's completely wireless, so you can do whatever. So the Quest, the PSVR 2 is going to be interesting, but
one thing I'm worried about the PSVR 2, if they make it backwards compatible with the PSVR 1, so like with the PS4,
it's going to be shit.
Yeah, it's going to suck because it's not going to be as powerful as it could be if it was just a PS5 exclusive.
Right.
So that's what worries me. But I mean, until that's confirmation out there, then I'm holding my breath.
Oh yeah. Okay. Scholar Faust has it. I mean, he's got it. That Half-Life Alex on the Vive, right? Isn't that I think that's on the Vive. I've seen gameplay of that, and that looks insane.
I used to love Half-Life. That's a great game.
Squadrons, Skyrim, VR Chat, and Astrobot. Yeah, Astrobot's really fun too. God, the PS5 Astrobot game is, dude, it's a blast. I loved playing through that.
I think VR is not going to catch on like some people think it will. And like I said, I think it's a nice little gimmick right now, but by and large, and you said it yourself, there's too many physical ailments with it. People get, dizzy, they get motion sickness, eye strain, that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, for me personally, if I'm playing video games, I don't want to stand the fuck up. I want to sit the fuck back,
Hey,
grab
I
a
totally
beer,
get it.
Yeah.
play
But
my
it's the
video
same.
game.
It's the same as people. It's honestly the same as people who, they only play consoles, and they think about the people that play on PC, and they're like, how do you play on PC? You're all sitting there with a keyboard and all this stuff. And then the people over on PC are like, how can you
But
just play on console? You know what I mean?
but my point is, you're still sitting there. You're not standing up. You're
Sure.
not. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say gamers are lazy, but we're lazy.
I know. I get. No, I
You
totally get
know,
what you're saying. But what's cool is like when you
it's
play Beat
cute.
Saber, dude. Beat Saber is
Yeah,
badass.
sure. Like I said, it's cute. It's you know, I mean, name someone who exclusively plays VR, and that just kind of proves my point. Like it's a gimmick. It's nice.
But
It's nice that it's as good as it is now, because you know we're talking like Virtual Boy, and what we have now is, you know,
have either of you played a game called Population 1?
no.
So I'm not a Fortnite guy at all. I tried playing it, and it's not for me at all. But I did play on a friend's Oculus Quest recently, and it is a first-person shooter. And
Okay.
So
Did you see me?
It's a first-person shooter, and you literally you're in the world. You look around the whole. You can see the whole sky. You're going out and you do the same drop off like you would do in Fortnite. So like you come out of the helicopter or plane or whatever it is, and you do that so you can like do your parachute. As soon as you land, you're going around with the controllers. But if you pick up a gun, you've got to pick it up, and you've actually got to lift it up. You've got to cock it. You've got to put the bullets in yourself, and that's what I like about it. You know, it's a little bit glitchy. It's still in its sort of in the dev sort of phase, because you can walk through fences and stuff like that. But that is a cool little thing. You know, that's the VR that I wanted. That's the VR that
Sure.
it makes me feel like I'm there. I'm playing the game.
Sure, but to counteract that point, and again, I'm not trying to take away anybody's fun. If you like it, like it. Like fuck what I say. Don't listen to me. Oh, Jay don't like it, I'm not gonna like it. No, enjoy it. Enjoy the fuck out of it, please. But like, I did a surfing simulator, and it was neat. I actually reached out and tried to grab the wave at one point, like, you know, and then I did another one that was a military game, and I don't remember the name of it, but like this crouching down, getting up, crouching down, getting up. I'm like, man, my fucking knees are hurting. Like, this ain't the way I want to play video games. And this is what I mean. It's cool for a moment. I can't ever see me going complete full VR like you know, Ready Player One or anything like that.
That would be quite bad for me, because on Halo, if I kill someone, if they've annoyed me, I will teabag them, and if I have to do that in VR, that's gonna suck. So.
No, there's a game for the PlayStation VR called Farpoint,
Okay.
and I don't see a lot of people talk about the gun accessory with that. Yeah, which I have down there. I basically have my whole PlayStation VR setup ready to sell, but apparently GameStop isn't buying them anymore because they know the VR2 is coming, and that makes that pretty much useless. But anyway, dude, playing that game with the controller thing that feels like a gun was holy shit awesome. Like,
see, whatever I played
I
had
mean,
the
you're
gun
pointing a
controller as
thing.
well. Yeah, and it might have been the same game. I just don't remember. But again, it's the standing up, you know what I mean? The like all that kind of stuff, and kneeling down and all that shit was just like, you know, at one point, you know, I was doing some demo, and the guy was like, here, dude, you know, you use this chair. But now it's sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. And what if I miss? Well, then I'm on the floor.
Right. No, I totally get it. And that's something where I kind of feel like they've done that thing with the AR glasses, where it's kind of the same idea, but you can still see the real world and you can still interact. If somebody comes up to you and says something, you can still talk to them, and you know,
Right.
you can see them. I think it's just really, really cool technology that they just haven't gotten 100% yet. And yeah,
Sure.
and
sure.
Dave even said it earlier. He said it's probably always going to be a niche thing, but I'm excited, man. Especially, dude, when you play that Vader Immortal, and yes, it is available on PlayStation VR too, but it was originally only on the Quest, which is why I bought one, because I'm a Star Wars dork. I mean, come on, I am. But when you're standing there and then you see Vader in the doorway, and you're like, okay, cool, and then you're like, holy crap. Wow. And you look straight ahead and you're looking at his chest plate, and you're just like, holy crap, he's standing right here. dude, it's awesome, man. There's something about it. It's amazing. Oh, and that's the other thing. The Star Wars Battlefront one, the VR, it starts off and an AT-AT walks by you.
That's cool.
You know, and the feet are like right in front of you, and you're looking up into this thing, and it's as it's walking by you. It's amazing.
Dude, see, I'm with Big Mark. Imagine working 40, 50 hours to go home and play VR and stand up and probably strain yourself even more.
I totally get that.
And they're not complete games either, really, are they? I mean, a lot of them are demos and proof of concept and everything at the moment.
Right. I mean, even that Star Wars Battlefront thing is only one mission.
Yeah. So
now it's really freaking cool, and I'm so happy I experienced it. But I also didn't pay for it. It was part of the game. It was part of Battlefront. So I totally get that.
You know, it might be kind of like for me to go, okay, you know what? Now I'm in on this. If they could make something that could like tap into your brain neurons and like you think what you want it to do and it does it, maybe I'm in on that.
Well,
because then I could still sit down.
real quick, Philbert just followed. Thank you, Philbert. We all know Philbert from the Game Dave stream as well. Thank you. Also, Malevolent One sounds dangerous, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. But I remember reading back in, it was probably like, I don't know, early 90s, that they were talking about these suits that were pressure suits. That when you played a game, you could be playing like a horror game, and you're kind of creeping, and you could feel someone grab you, and it actually compresses around the thing. And I thought, of course, being that age, I was thinking, man, porn's gonna get weird. But I'm just saying, the idea of having something where, like, think about you're in a haunted house type thing. I'm thinking about Game Dave right now, but think about you're in a haunted house right now, and you feel somebody tapping on your shoulder because you're wearing this suit thing. Dude, come on. There could be some really, really cool ideas down the pipeline.
There was a cool thing I saw years ago. I mean, I'm talking at least a decade ago, so there must be some like some more progress on it. But basically, it's like you go into
F4 games.
You go into a building and they've set it all out, and it's literally put on the headset and the body, and you're going around, and you're actually walking around a warehouse that they've got fully set up. But it's planned out on the whole headset as well. So you go past a heater, but in the actual game, it's a fire. So it feels hot when you go past it. So it's like would they call that 4D or 5D or something like that? But it looked decent, and I've not heard anything about that in years. It would be interesting to see if that was still a thing.
I would put on a bodysuit to experience a horror game like that, where like something reached out and grabbed me, and like, you know, just nothing's there, and I feel something grab me on my shoulder or something. That would be pretty legit, actually. I got to be honest. I tried at least once.
Yeah, I think most people would probably pee a little the first time.
How many actors would get punched in the face?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Well, I mean, especially if it was like that, where it had this pressure suit where you could just feel the pressure a little bit, and you're just like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would definitely try that.
That would be cool. I mean, I don't know about actual actors.
Yeah, that's. I mean, someone crept
I'm
up.
I'm sure people in haunted houses get punched all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I bet.
I just see. Supposedly, Sony is working with a number of studios to bring full-fledged games 10 to 30 hours for PSVR 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean,
you know what? Good for you people who like VR and do VR. I think that's awesome. I heard Resident Evil 7 was amazing in VR, that game was badass, man.
I heard they did 4 for VR as well. They've done 4 for VR, Resident Evil 4.
I think 4 needs a remake like 2 and 3 got recently. They need I went back and, you know, my favorite one was 4. And when I heard they'd actually announced that they were going to, and I'm like, no, don't touch Resident Evil 4. It's perfect. And then I go back and play it, and I'm like, all right, maybe they could tweak some things in Resident Evil 4. But Resident Evil 7 was badass. I don't jump scare easy at all. And Resident Evil 7 had me going, oh shit.
That whole beginning of 7, like, I don't know if you did the same thing as me with the table, like hid behind it, and then it just that terrified me.
It's it's
Dave, are you really kind of a wuss when it comes to, I see you saying, you know, F4 and all this kind of stuff. Okay.
Jay, you have no idea.
Is he really?
Dude, his VR streams are...
Dude, I'm a bitch.
Dude, his VR streams are the best, man.
Okay,
The
okay.
best. And it'll take him 10 minutes to just go around the corner. Cause he's sitting there he's trying to get himself psyched up.
Okay,
Like,
interesting.
it's so funny. And
I'm
then
gonna have to tune into that.
oh my
I
God,
want to see
it's
that
funny.
as well. I want to see that.
Oh my God. And Steven, thank you for the follow. A lot of people over from the Gabe Dave stream, and I appreciate that, Dave, for the shout out there. That's really awesome. Thank you. But Dave is, I mean, he's just a consummate entertainer. What can I say?
He's a special guy.
Yes, he is.
He's a special guy.
The dude,
He's so scary.
it's so funny. It's so funny though, and it's because he doesn't curse on streams.
No.
Like he doesn't, and when he does, it's funny. It is really, really funny. So
That's good stuff. I like that.
So, did Billy say anything about timing for the stuff yet?
He
Anything you
said
can say?
he's going to make a couple of tweaks.
Wow, Big Mark.
And I say again.
Big
Sorry.
Mark just
Big
gifted
Mark.
3 subs. Thank you.
Excuse me. He said he's going to make a couple of tweaks for kind of like a final edit to go out to. And I use the term edit very, very loosely. The movie is complete. We did see a complete version of it last Thursday. But there's a couple things in there that might just help with the, I don't even want to say the pacing really, because the pacing I think was fine. Maybe just the timing on scenes. Just to maybe a montage scene needs to be a little more kind of thing. But very small stuff. And he said that stuff would be, whatever tweaks he's wanting to make will be done in then probably 2 weeks. So I would expect digital codes to go out in a couple weeks, maybe. I was looking into the digital distribution and I got a couple of leads that I'm going to try to kind of take that project under, at least figuring out how it's done. That way Billy doesn't have to bother himself with it and he can concentrate on making the changes that he wants to make, and then even getting to work on the Blu-ray stuff and whatnot. But
Nice.
yeah,
Cool.
it's good. He's gonna deep fake you with John Cusack.
By the way, thank you, Filbert, for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. You should be using that on Game Dave, shouldn't you? I mean, I'm just saying. But thank you for that. And I love that. Hey, Game Dave, I don't know him, but Scott the Waz sent me here. You know what?
Nice. Okay.
I would love it if Scott the Waz knew who I was, but I guarantee you he does not know who I am. So
I know who you are.
yeah.
He might. You never know. You never know.
I mean, oh. But yeah, man, I'm excited to work on special features, man.
Yeah.
I want to get some I mean, this guy, maybe maybe him talk a little bit about his effects work. We need to get some Game Dave.
I mean, dish the dirt.
We should get
this guy's
stuff now while he's here and in town. I would think.
I mean, right?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Right? And you can just put Dave can put his green screen behind him and get his stuff.
That's easy.
But I mean, he's here. Look, I could touch him. Sorry.
No, that is SFXLeon. Yes. So Billy was talking about we're probably going to go down to San Antonio to get the commentary, because Eric and Chief have come up here so many freaking times for this movie already that it's anytime they come up here it takes away from their regular jobs, lives, and all that kind of stuff. So we're probably going to go down there to do the commentary, at least the commentary with me, him, Chief, and Eric. I don't know how many commentaries he's wanting to do, but I don't know.
Well, I sent him basically a laundry list that was very, very long of all the things that if I was a fan, which I kind of am, but I'm also in the thing, this is what I would want. And so there's a lot of ideas that I had, and I think, I mean, if you can get a pretty good cast commentary, yes, you might have to do. I mean, let's be honest here. We might have to do a Billy J. Eric Chief commentary by itself,
right?
And then maybe a Billy J. Dave Jim commentary by itself.
Yeah.
I want that other commentary, but that we discussed last night with the other guy to do just a complete commentary.
Oh, yes.
Just that one guy.
Oh yes,
Just for the whole
dude, that
thing.
would
Yes.
be fun.
I think.
Look, I like if we could get the 6 of us, you know, me, Chief, Billy, Eric, Dave, and Jim all in the same spots.
Yeah.
Then that would be I mean, because you know, we're the main 6 right there. Maybe we could do it through, you know, Skype or Zoom or something like that, and it wouldn't be too, I don't know, amateurish.
Well, no. What you do, well, Dave, I don't know, I can't remember if Dave actually and I talked about it, but it's like you do a commentary, everybody's sitting with mics and all that stuff, and whoever can't be there for whatever reason, they record on their end. So then you can cut in their copy of the good audio.
Makes sense.
And that
hey,
way
Beer Chasers, what's up, man?
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
go ahead.
Malevolent. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Sorry about the 10-minute delay, but again, bots and crazy stuff happens here, so sorry about that.
See, because like me, Billy, Jim are here, Eric and Chief San Antonio, and then you know Dave's East Coast. So it might have to be a situation where we get Dave on, you know, a call like this or something. I also think though, I think a commentary with maybe Billy and you and even Leon, you know, like a crew kind of commentary,
Technical.
which I'd love to be in on it too, honestly. But sure. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. And then that one solo commentary that you were talking about, Leon, that would be hilarious.
That needs to happen.
Just put him in a room, turn the camera on, and leave.
It'd be 10 hours long.
Yeah. He's still talking.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this commentary at 6 hours and 36 minutes? The movie's only an hour and 40. But
whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, the only reason I said to split them up like that is because man, if you just get Eric talking, he's just gonna take over. He's gonna take over the whole commentary. And no one will be able to get a word in edgewise.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Not with Eric. With the solo commentary, yeah, and that's why we're want to do the solo one with him. No, because Eric has done commentary on Game Chasers episodes before, like on our box sets and whatnot. So no, he'd be all right.
I'm kidding. It's just a joke.
I talk more than everybody else, actually.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I all I know is multiple commentaries is really what I want. So
I'm open for whatever.
As a fan.
It really boils down to what kind of, you know, does Billy want to do the work is really what it boils down to at the end of the day. So
I don't know if that's a whole lot of work. Is it?
I don't know that it is. I don't know that it ain't. I'm the business guy, not the creative, remember?
But so one of the other things too is, and this will probably never happen because I don't even know if it's doable from like an independent standpoint like we are. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I love is going back to, I think it's Watchmen, the Watchmen commentary. It's Zack Snyder doing commentary, but every now and then the movie will pause and it'll shrink down, and then he can show you, hey, here's the behind the scenes on that scene. Here's my original storyboard for this.
Okay, that's legit.
And he's talking through stuff, and then he continues the movie, and the movie gets big again. It goes full screen again.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool. I don't know if that's even possible, but
I mean, it's in editing, and if anyone can do it, Billy can, right?
I think it'd be really, really cool. But again, how much room does that take up on the Blu-ray? You know what I mean? That's the only thing.
I don't know. Which I know is going to be a 2-disc set, right? So, but here's what we got for sure. We're going to do at least one commentary track on the movie. We're going to do outtakes. We're going to do deleted scenes. We're going to do a making of documentary, a behind the scenes documentary of the movie. So those 4 things for sure are going to be on there. And like you said, Billy likes to put Easter eggs and secret menus and all kinds of other crap in there. So we'll probably try to get cute and make some game out of it. And first person to find it, you're going to, I don't know, we'll send you a pair of used underwear or something. But, but yeah, those things for sure are going to be in there. And I don't know what else he has planned. This is the thing though. excuse me. I'm like you and Billy's like you. We like those features. We like those special features. So yeah, we put as much in there, and we're always thinking, well, what would we want? What are some things we want to see whenever we're looking at a fucking special features menu. So that helps a lot, I think.
Yeah, I just hope that there's a lot of cool little ideas that I had, and I hope to get in there. Like one of them is I want like maybe a scene with like one scene that was shot. I want the whole thing, the dailies from that.
Oh yes, definitely.
Because there's so much funny stuff at the beginning of the take, at the end of the take, in between takes.
But I thought we weren't sure that was that like recorded or.
Oh, I'm sure some of that was recorded.
If it was, I'd love to hear that again.
Because I was
pissing myself on some days. Really.
We've got audio on some of that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And some of that audio cracks me up, man.
Absolutely.
If he wanted to do that, might be funny though. But if he wanted to do a like, I don't know, a behind the scenes, kind of photo album, I took 2,500 pictures on my phone
of me.
Of everything, just of you while you were sleeping mainly, but no, I took like 2,500 pictures on my phone of just everything behind the scenes and whatnot. So if he needed, stuff like that, then it's there. Sure. And a lot of those pictures, I remember one time we were at the skating rink, and Rudy is like biting his nails because we're running out of space on, the hard drive or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Remember, what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I have a picture of him like in full worry. So that's what I mean, stuff like that kind of stuff. I got pictures of.
That is, it used to be one of my least favorite things, but especially when you can Rudy Huxtable, when you can see some of those Rudy and dude.
Sorry.
He hated that more than just about anything except for the boot up.
Dave did it, and I'm thinking of Dave right now doing that, making the stupid face.
Rudy with the ding, but it's the boot up, dude.
But yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I hate you guys so much.
Dude, remember we're at the house and Larissa comes over, she goes, "What was that?" I was like, "Oh, Scatman Crothers just stopped in to say hello." Ooh, God, it's so good. So
yeah. See, y'all, it is so, dude, you don't understand. This was all the time at Blockbuster. All the time.
Yeah. But that's what made the movie fun. This was a fun thing to work on. People won't realize that this was fun.
It was, but I mean, it was like, that was...
This doesn't happen normally.
I'd be up at the front doing something, and Bill and Jay would be in the far right corner of the damn store, and I just hear, and it's just like, oh my god, dude. It was so funny. And then all the stuff I guess we can talk about Bomp Bomb. That was kind of funny. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun doing that stuff, and freaking Robert going through the window. Were you there for that? When Robert Huffer?
I was about to say, okay, I can imagine.
I was outside smoking during inventory. This is back when I smoked actual cigarettes, and he's just bouncing on the window, on the glass, and he goes through it.
Wow.
And he looks up, and it's okay. You remember how like the manager area, it went up pretty high.
Yeah.
So the window broke in to that part, and so the plate is just sitting there, and he's frozen. And I just grab him and pull him away from it. It didn't fall apart, but I was thinking, like a damn,
happens in the movie Ghost.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And luckily we were able to do the whole thing at the end, in the back, after. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Huffer doesn't remember that, and it's okay. But you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was scary. That was some scary stuff, man. And there's so many stories like that. There's just, it's countless.
Hey, you know what though? I have a feeling some of those stories will be told very soon. Wink, wink, nudge,
You heard it
nudge.
here first.
What? Are you serious?
You heard it here first.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I would wait until, dude, set would be dead quiet, dead, boot up, and just loud. Like if I wasn't on set and I was over by craft and you'd hear me all the way across, like, God damn it.
Dude.
Be
And
good.
the thing about Jay is that, well, and really, I mean, me too. I can do it too, but you do it in a way where you hit a frequency that just, it seems to like reverberate in whatever space we're in. I mean, remember, you were,
Yeah.
it's just,
It's like operatic. It's
Yeah, like I'm not
yeah.
gonna do it right now because I'll if anyone's wearing headphones, like,
Yeah,
your
no.
ears are gonna be dead.
but still, when somebody,
Yeah.
the special boot up commentary in 5.1, so it just comes from everywhere. And
so for those of you who don't know, we this was around the time that was actually around the times asked Cable Guy. When Cable Guy came out and Jim Carrey beats up Owen Wilson in the bathroom, you know, from this angle, you kind of look like Dizzy Gillespie. Skinny me bop. You know, he's basically scatting is what he's doing. And me and Robbie started doing that back in the day of Blockbuster. And I don't know why, who, or how brought it up on set, but imagine 3 weeks of that. Yeah, some of the crew, and I'm not going to say who, two mainly, so irritated by it, so fucking irritated by it. And we're all a bunch of man children, so you're like, stop doing that. Okay, do it more.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like,
it was,
and you need to, yeah, that part in the movie is just, it's so weird. It's such a weird
yeah,
scene. And he, you know, it's like he gets down and stay away from Robin. She's taken.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's so freaking loud.
Skinny up. Oh man,
Did you know Jim Carrey just turned 60?
No way.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy. But, you know, there you go.
Skinny up.
Oh. And he would just, but then you would, like, I could see him coming a mile away because he would just, he'd just start snapping. I'm like, okay,
You'd hear
here
me
we go.
snapping first.
I'm like, here we go. It's coming. But
Oh.
I don't know. Like, it's such a weird thing to work on a movie with these guys. And what I thought was really cool was when, of course, I think I've told this story before, but really briefly, it's like third, fourth day of you know, we were in the gymnasium before, you know, before the start of filming.
Mhm.
And Jay stands up and says, look, yes, you know, from this angle, you look like, just like Dizzy Gillespie. Yes, that's it. That's the scene.
That
But
is the scene.
he stood up and he said, because Leon had said something about, no, the cast, the crew leaves the cast alone.
Yeah.
They do
Right.
that.
So real quick, let me interject. I noticed this, and you know, like the first couple of days on set, I noticed that the crew was over here
Mhm.
and the cast was over here, and I'd been noticing it for a few days, and I was like, this is odd. Like, is this a thing that's happening? And I was sitting with Rudy and Larissa that morning, and I asked them, I'm like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, it seems like things are like segregated real bad. And I asked them about it, and they were like, yeah, that's just a thing on set. So I asked Rudy, I go, can it not be on this one? Because it's just strange. Like, we're not special. We're not better than anybody here. Like, there's no reason. And even the crew would let the cast eat first.
Mhm.
And I took great issue with that. I'm like, dude, get the fucking line and go get food. There's plenty here for everybody. Like, no
Yes.
one's going to wait on anyone. First come, first serve kind of thing. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it will be cast and usually stunts as well. They'll go
Right.
right to like you'll be in the queue and they will. It won't be the cast themselves getting it because usually it's the cast assistant, but they'll go straight to the front and they'll be like cast like that, and that is literally all they need to say, and it's like right, okay. And the same with the stuntmen, they'll do the same sort of thing because they think they're amazing and they're not.
Well, but but that's one of the things
especially
that,
stunt drivers.
let's be real, Jay, You're all day hitting the fast food. That's true.
He said we, not me.
Oh, well, that's
we.
true.
But anyways,
But no,
go on,
it's
tell your story.
the thing is, you know, I'm sitting there and he stands up and says this, and of course, you know, look, I've known Jay and Billy a long, long time. I mean,
25 years or something now.
it's ridiculous, man. I can't even believe it's been that long.
Yeah,
I feel freaking old. Anyway,
because we are now.
but I know, but it's like I think about that and I'm sitting there and I'm watching you talk and saying these things and I'm seeing the like the crew going, what? Never heard this before. And I'm sitting there going, holy shit, he's like a leader and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
and it was, I was really proud, but at the same time, that's the moment where the things changed. The whole crew, it became, we're all here to do
Yes.
the same thing.
Yes.
It's something that we used to say all the time to our people at Blockbuster, you know, our employees. We're like, hey,
Yep.
I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself.
Yep.
We're all here to do a job. We're going to have a great time if we just do what we're supposed to do. We do the thing.
Yeah.
That's
I you know, I asked
That's
Rudy and
fine.
them, and I was like, this is weird. Like, I'm feeling this kind of segregation kind of thing, and they're
Right.
like, yeah, that's just a set, and you know, like the cast doesn't mingle with the crew and blah blah blah. And I'm like, can we not have that rule on this set? Is that a thing we can do? They're like, yeah, sure, if that's what you want. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want. So I stood up and was like, hey, look, we're all just trying to make a movie here. We're some of us first time, we're trying to figure it out. Like, there's nothing wrong getting to know each other, being friends, right? So this whole, you can sit with us, we can sit with you, kind of like, don't be afraid to.
It's so amazing.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, because obviously the first few days, I didn't really speak to anybody. Like I hadn't introduced myself to you guys or anything like that. I'd literally done my whole introduction to Billy back in the UK, came over, met him and Joe, and then went back to my hotel. And then it was work as standard. And I think for the first few days, I didn't really speak to anybody. And it wasn't until we got to the house, not the. I don't really want to say stuff that would spoil it here, but
the White House or
the first house that we went to.
the first house.
Yeah,
Got it.
with
The moving truck.
planes going over all the time.
Oh, that's the
There.
second one.
Oh,
Yes.
second house.
But anyways, go on. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
yeah. And I got there, and
That's the third one, actually.
I came in for breakfast, and there was nowhere to sit, and it was literally, I think it was you, Eric, Chief maybe, and like on the only table outside in the garden, and I was like, oh, sorry, the yard.
The yard.
And I just came over and was like, excuse me, do you mind if I sit here and eat? Is that okay? And you just like seemed so like taken back by it. It's like, yeah, of course. I still didn't speak to you. I still thought it was weird. But when you brought that up, it was, I mean, it was like having my chains freed.
Well, and then further, in between setups, we would help them move stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, that was very weird.
they're like, what are y'all doing? They're like, well, if we all work together, we can get this done faster, right?
Very weird.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And they're like, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it was such a beautiful thing.
yeah,
it
we broke a lot of rules, and not in the sense where anyone was in any kind of danger or anything like that, but just kind of out of unwritten rules of making movies where the quote talent, which I hated being called that. It's like, ain't no talented motherfuckers in this lot. They don't move lights and sandbags and stuff like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not a thing that happens.
But think about it.
and
You're used to that. Like, if you're out filming something with Billy and something needs to get moved, guess what?
Yeah,
It's got to get moved.
fucking do it. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's one of those beautiful things that you don't think about, you don't expect, and it just naturally happened just because of who you are, which is kind of
Yeah.
It was a proper we're all in this together moment, and it boosted morale. Like it kind of felt like it was on a bit of a just another job sort of thing. That did boost it up. You know, people were good with that. They were happy about that.
I agree with you, and it, like, the vibe on set changed to just more relaxed. Not that there was tension at all, but the vibe was just like, then we just started talking to each other, and the circle game or whatever. That was played
that's
between.
it. It was having fun. That's
yeah,
what
it was just having fun. And even after that, I remember for like a day or two after, I would see some of the crew standing by the side, waiting to eat. And I'm like, what are you doing? Get in line. Oh, no, we got it. No, you don't. Get in line. I'm like, I'm like the number 2 guy in charge here. Get in line, please. You're not going to be in trouble. And I don't know if I've been told I've got this dad thing about me, but I would be the last one to eat if I ate on set. I would be the last one in line because I want to make sure everybody got food first. And then I would go up next. And I say that because, like Dave said, we spent a lot of time at fast food during lunch. So
Right.
Breakfasts were good though. Breakfasts were legit.
The weird thing though is,
sorry, I just want to say all I remember was lunch was going to be something which I would be worried about what it was if I'd hear Jay going, interesting, and then disappear. I was like, our lunch isn't going to be very good today, then, is it?
You grow up always letting everyone eat before I do. See, I don't even think it's just I don't know. I don't know where you picked it up, Jay. I don't know if it's probably just your upbringing, but it's also stuff that we all sort of preached at Blockbuster. I mean, we were a team and we were a family and we got shit done because we were, you know what I mean? And it was a beautiful thing. It was
I said
like
this
that
last night on Jim's podcast. And it's like, and I wholeheartedly believe this, as a boss, as a supervisor, as a manager, you got to if you treat your employees right, they're going to treat you right. And that means treating the customers right. And if, these people are technically working for me because I've hired them, you know what I mean? But just because I've hired them and I'm giving them money doesn't mean I should treat anybody like dirt. And I mean, that's just not me. That's not who I am. Like, it's one thing. Yeah, we all bag on each other all the time, but that's different. We're friends. We're allowed to do that, And if everybody is more comfortable and everybody is pitching in, things get done and they get done quicker and more effective. And that's just the way, I like to do things. So, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And Jedi Killer, have a good one.
Thank you.
Later, dude.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's such a weird thing, It's like, it became like I was working at Blockbuster again.
Dude, it was amazing. It was an amazing vibe on set, and it was always a good vibe. But as soon as I was like, yo, we're going to break some rules here. Like, we're not better than y'all. Everybody is same goal here. And the crew, you guys have way more experience than we do doing this kind of shit. So we definitely don't think that we're anything better than you. Doesn't matter that I'm signing your checks. Like, that doesn't matter to me. Everything just got loose after that. And everyone just got,
which makes me wonder, like, I mean, never mind. I was going to say, how can people like talk bad against you guys? I just don't get it. I don't understand it, man. I just don't get it.
We have dumb faces, I guess. We have punchable faces. I don't know.
I don't know.
Man.
I just don't. I don't understand it. I mean, if you guys, I mean, yeah, if they knew, if they knew what you were really like, I just don't see that being a thing.
My thing is this, and I've had people say this before, because if I meet you at a con and you're shit talking me, I'm gonna straight up fucking ask you, yo, what's your deal? Like, I don't understand. What did I do to you? Why don't you like me? I've literally asked people that. What's up? Oh, well, someone said this about you. Oh, so you had no personal dealings with me, no conversation with me, no nothing. Like, you just decided what they said was fact. Yeah. Interesting. So
I do the same. I ask the same question, but not in an aggressive way. I literally go over like, oh, why don't you like me?
No, my thing is this, like, if I've been an ass to you for whatever reason, then you have a reason to hate me. You know what I mean? If I've been rude to you in public or whatever, then that's a reason. But if you just, fuck these guys because people are watching them on YouTube, watch this. Jay's face is dumb and he's fat. And okay. Like, cool. Whatever, dude.
One of our emails, for, I guess, I don't know, auditions and casting and asking questions about locations and stuff like that. One of the emails, I had to set it up for us to use.
Mhm.
The password is Jay has a big face.
It's not like orangutan big, like
No,
super
I know,
stretched
but
out
it
is it?
just
I hope.
for some reason it was like I was just like, oh, password, shit, okay, what can I remember, oh, okay. So yeah, it's just
That's
stupid. But
funny.
what's your deal?
That's
Why you
funny.
pissed at me? You're a cheater and you're cheating on your girlfriend. I don't even know I have a girlfriend. Who is she? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And there's probably a ton
Dumbass
of
high
that.
school rumor.
There's
Yeah.
probably a ton of that,
Yeah.
Star Fox. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, you watch or you see some of this stuff being said, and you're like, that's based on what now? Because you don't have any
Yeah.
actual information, and it's just like,
But a lot of
why?
these people just want engagement.
Right?
It's
And
like,
if that's
it's
what
like
it
they want
is,
fight.
if that's what it is, then that makes you, like, at least from my perspective, you should be pitied because
Yeah.
Ignore it.
For
Jay
sure.
knows he sucks. He doesn't need to hear it.
Exactly, right? Like, damn, I don't need a reminder. I wake up and I'm like, yep, I suck today. Go to the mirror, brush my teeth, and suck all day long. So I don't need y'all to remind me. But yeah, I don't know, man. And this is why, like, I by and large stay out of comments sections on my videos now, on YouTube videos. I might read them for the first 5 hours that a video is up or something, because that's usually going to be, and I'm not just looking for the good comments, don't think that, but the trolls hadn't gotten to it yet. In other words, I don't go on fucking Reddit and all that other bull. And it's not just us. That's the thing, man. People fucking try to fuck with Eric and Wood and Boogie and AVGN and just fucking everybody, dude. And anything that anyone can say about you, true or not, they fucking say it. And trust me, it's 99.9% false and fake, the shit that is being said about me and my friends out there. It's complete bullshit. But you know what? Someone down the road was like, hey, this is going to get me a little bit of a following if I make these kinds of videos, shit talking these other people. And that's what they do. So nobody out there has one of those type of channels has ever said anything legit about us to be mad about. It's straight fucking false, fake fucking rumors.
yeah.
One of the things, the most recent things, and you know who I'm talking about, not even going to give this guy fucking mention, but all the money we made from the movie, there's not going to be a movie. I was taking all that money and buying arcades with it. So now we got this movie. So what are you going to say now? You know what I'm saying? It's stupid shit like that just completely fucking false.
I mean, look, if you're that hard up for content, I mean,
suck all day long, go to the night.
Well, and what's funny is, like, one of the ones that I don't understand is, like, when I hear somebody say something about Dave, I'm like,
dude, Dave's like the nicest. I think maybe
seriously.
Like
gaming historian and Scott the Waz are nicer than him.
I don't understand. It's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah,
and I don't understand how, like, that's how you want to get attention.
Yes, it is. And it's sad. And I agree with you. Like, dude, you can do this other ways, like make some quality content stand out and make people notice you in a good way,
right?
Not in this kind of way, but this is, people like that though. People like drama. That's why all these reality TV shows do so damn well and have done so damn well. This goes back to the Real World on MTV. That's what started all of it. If there's drama, people are tuning in. You know what the news is? Fucking drama. Nothing but fucking drama. That's why people still watch the news. That's why people still watch CNN and Fox and all that bullshit. It's drama. They want to see how fucked up everybody else's life is.
That's really interesting, though. The Real World. It just, something clicked in my head, made me go, "Holy crap! Is that the start of the toxic?"
Yeah. Yes. Real World was the start of reality TV, and then it was Road Rules after that.
The start of the toxic behavior, the toxic. Because I
there
remember
was in the first season was in New York.
Remember there were people that were getting hate mail and all kinds of shit.
Did that premiere on MTV or something?
Yes.
Yeah. It was on MTV.
Because for us,
And I remember there was a big deal. There was one guy, David, had like pulled the covers off of one of the girls or something, and she was just wearing nothing but panties, and he got in trouble for that and actually booted off the show. So, and that was shit. That was in like what, 92 or something like that.
I think the first thing for us really was when Big Brother sort of like literally just started. That was
okay
over our side of the world anyway. So.
That's really interesting. And it also became I guess the part of it is like this whole idea of, oh, well, I can be a star.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these people, you know, I mean, like, I guess the thing that scares me, and I guess this might be, you know, oh, Rob's old and he's talking about things, you know, whatever. But the thing is, I worry about people that watch nothing but people being stupid on TikTok.
Okay.
Like those little 10-second whatevers. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's not a story. That's not a, you know what I mean? It's like, and you're telling me you would rather watch hours of that than an actual...
Hey, that's their entertainment, though.
Right.
It's
but
no
what does
different
that say
than
for the movie industry. Is it just going to be games and TikTok, and that's what the future is going to be?
I hope not. No.
That's scary,
I hope
man.
not.
But then, probably 40 years ago, they were saying, "Oh my God, these Nintendos." These, oh my God, you know?
Yeah.
And they were.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. They were. It's a holy crap, we're old, dude.
We're old. Yeah. It's, you know, it's funny, we're old, and instead of bitching about like Motley Crue and Van Halen and video games, we're bitching about TikTok and Instagram.
What did I watched something today from Norm Macdonald, and he was saying, you know, it's like when I was growing up, I can't do it, Norm Macdonald. I'm not even going to try. But he said, when I grew up, our heroes were astronauts. And said, you kids these days, your hero has a big ass. And I was like, it was kind of funny. And, you know, rip Norm.
Get these other movies done before them ticks be talking us to the grave. I mean, and Dave, you're younger than us though, too. I think you're quite a bit younger.
Yeah, but Dave is what do you call that? An old soul?
An old soul.
Yeah.
Jinx.
I think Dave's the same age as me.
Is he?
How old are you, Leon?
38.
30. Oh, shit. Okay. Maybe he's not as young as I thought.
I think he I don't know. All I know is he likes things that are much older than what I would have thought. Like,
sure.
Like, I don't think about movies that came out before I was born and go, oh man, like French Connection. 30.
Dave's
35, okay.
Yeah, Dave's 35. So
wow.
Yeah.
You
well, see, this is the thing though. In I don't know. I don't watch TV anymore, but we just grew up watching all these things. Like I hate when people go, "Oh, I've never heard of that song or that band." That's before my time. Dude, I was in the 80s, I was listening to 50s and 60s music before my time. Like you can learn about this stuff, and maybe it's just my parents, you know, because that's all my mom had on in the car was stuff she listened to when she was a kid, which is fucking hilarious because now that's all I listen to in the car is fucking 90s on 9 on satellite radio. I listen to everything 90s. That's funny. Wow, I just made that connection. That's hilarious.
I listen to nothing but 80s pretty much all the time.
Okay.
I think my mum was listening to like Iron Maiden and T-Rex and Queen and that sort of stuff, and I've sort of progressed a bit. But I listen to metal, so it's along the lines. So.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to the Stones and Beatles and Turtles and Herman's Hermits and the freaking Temptations and
it just
all
sounded
that
like you were
stuff
listing
when I was
animals and
growing up.
things. Stones, Beatles,
every
Turtles.
I know, right? Just naming random poker chips and soda cans. I was listening to all that.
See, to me, that's what the weird thing is. Like Star Fox says, he's 32, but loves some old movies with people like Peter Cushing or Buffy Bogart, Clint Eastwood. Here's the thing: the moment that and this is what I found that really works for me. Anytime I'm sitting there going, "Wow, everything sucks today," go back a few years. Go back 20 years, go back 30 years, and check out some of those old movies because there are some bangers, some great movies, some great musicians. I mean, you can't go to 1964 and see, well, what was on the Nintendo chart back then? Well, I mean, you can't have that, but but you can find some amazing movies, some amazing musicians.
The world has a big back catalog.
It's crazy.
I love discovering new movies, new music, even if like I know who the band is, never really listened to them, then I start listening to them. I'm like, damn, I missed out. But I got to it eventually. You know, I love that.
Sorry, I've just had one of my favorite films listed in the comments. So, The Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon. Okay.
Maltese Falcon, 12 Angry Men. You know, around that sort of thing. You know, great films.
I mean, I went through all my samurai movies the other day, and all of them are probably older than the 80s. They're all like 70s, 60s, 50s. There's some great ones, but then there's, I mean, dude, there's just so many great movies, and just because this is in black and white, I mean, dude, you're missing out if you
Chinatown.
Yep, Seven Samurai right there. Yeah. In fact,
there's so many good. I like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That's a black and white one. To Kill a Mockingbird is good.
I don't think I've seen Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
It's a good one. Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's a good. Pride of the Yankees is good. We're talking about old black and whites. Like, I don't know, man. We just grew up watching that kind of shit.
The Third Man. You seen The Third Man?
I've not seen that one.
Great one.
Orson Welles.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. See, I mean, I'm a movie dork. That's
yeah.
I just, man, I love old movies. I love new movies. I love foreign films. There's just, you get tired of, like, look, I'm sorry, but Fast and Furious movies just don't work for me. They don't.
I feel attacked.
I just don't like them.
I like them personally.
Like Hobbs and Shaw, I wanted to just drown myself. I just could not. I can't. Dude, he's freaking holding on to a helicopter. Really? Stop it. Come on.
Sense.
It's
Makes
a cartoon.
Sense.
It's just
it's gotten out there, sure. It's gotten away a little bit from its original I guess the original heart of the story for sure.
But see, I'll go back to a good action movie, like Die Hard or Predator. Or
I can always watch those over and over again. Yeah, always.
So, man, it's yeah.
I've got a guy in my chat who goes by Squiggles, and he's a little bit younger, and he's actually been making a list of movies. Yeah, I've never seen that. Everyone will be like, dude, you got to see that. And he's come back recently, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I hadn't watched. I think it was it Predator maybe or Saw? I forget what. Like, he's some AAA titles that he's not seen. He's coming back and going, dude, like, give me more movies, please, because you guys are fucking right.
But I would love that, to be able to experience those films for the first time again. If there was a thing that would wipe my memory, just so I could go and experience that film again, I'd do it.
I'm telling you, like, dude, Pulp Fiction, True Romance,
so good.
Damn,
so good.
I mean, I can't even.
So good.
Do you remember? I mean, that True Romance was like out of my mouth like every weekend. Hey, I want a movie. I've seen everything. I want a movie. You seen True Romance? No, I haven't seen it. Go get it now. Go get it.
Yeah,
it's right over here.
LA Confidential.
It's right over here.
Oh yeah. I mean, seriously, it's
LA Confidential is one of my favorite films.
For sure.
That's a good one too. Underrated,
Usual
I think.
Is another one.
Usual Suspects is God.
Which
Kevin Spacey is so badass
overshadowed because it came out at exactly the same time as Seven. So it got really overshadowed back in the day. I don't know if people remember that.
Usual Suspects is fucking amazing.
Star Fox hadn't seen True Lies.
Watch the behind the scenes on that. There are some amazing special effects on that movie. Really, there are.
True Lies is good.
The bridge scene.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Let's talk about.
But it's funny. There's a guy that I follow on Twitter. He's one of the guys that started the what is it? The Stephen King, the Kingcast. That's what it's called. It's all about Stephen King. But he's been a movie guy for a very, very long time, and I follow him on Twitter. Anyway, he said, I can't believe we're in the universe where where James Cameron is still making Avatar movies. I want to go to the other universe where he's just finished up True Lies 6. And I'm like,
that's funny.
That would be pretty sweet. So,
or even actually did his own Terminator sequel. I know he sort of signed off on the latest one, which I didn't think was terrible. I thought it was okay. But if he actually did a proper one, I'd watch it.
And True Lies needs a legit 4K release. That's supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be happening.
I heard
but...
Dream a Little Dream. Someone tagged me on Twitter on that one. I love that movie. It's not like a masterpiece. It's a Corey Feldman movie, and one of these like people switch places, kind of go into each other's bodies kind of thing. But it's I like
if you like that and you like the sort of Blumhouse sort of horror, watch Freaky.
Freaky, okay.
I've heard that one's really
with
good.
Vince Vaughn. Basically, don't watch the trailer. Just watch the movie. I if you don't like it in 10 minutes, turn it off. Sure. Call me an asshole.
I like Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates in the Psycho remake, because they did that one almost shot for shot, and I thought Vince Vaughn was phenomenal in that one.
You will enjoy this movie then. Just gonna say that.
Okay, Freaky.
Wait,
I'm gonna have to.
You don't have HBO Max, do you?
I do not. My brother does, so I can just steal his.
Yeah, it's on. Freaky is on HBO Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to find it then.
Yeah. The Watch. Favorite Vince Vaughn movie is The Watch.
I think I've seen that one.
The Neighborhood Watch thing with oh god, what's he called? He's in the IT crowd. He's Moss in the IT crowd. I can't remember his name.
But I don't know that one.
I think that's what it is.
I'm not sure.
Watch it.
He says yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
that's decent. Yeah.
I am sorry that we've blown past like all of this chat. This chat is going like I'm not used to that. So thank you. This is my best viewed stream in months.
we're basically just continuing the conversation we had last night and just getting really into depth before we got thrown out.
Kind of. Yeah. Well, pretty much.
Yeah. But
thrown out because they were closing, not because we were being too wild.
I don't know. If she offered me bread one more time, I was going to start throwing punches.
Yeah. Okay, so were you as messed up as we were from that meal, Jay?
What does messed up mean?
Bubble guts to the extreme.
What did I say before we parted ways last?
You said you got the bubble guts.
I said I'm getting bubble guts. Yes.
So it was bad.
It was. I had a meeting in the private room.
I wasn't sure I was going to make it here today.
Did you get a 911 page from the Duke?
That's what I mean. Yes, I had a private meeting, in the private room.
Yeah, it was that. I don't know, and that's the thing. I don't know if it was just because the brisket was so fatty.
I don't know. It was delicious as fuck.
Yeah,
it was just
that's the weird thing. It was nice.
Yeah.
Gotta wipe your butt and legs.
Shit's so bad you got to get in the shower afterwards.
Yeah.
Not to get too graphic, but that's literally what I was about to say. I got in the shower today because it was like, I've not got enough toilet paper for this. I'm glad I'm in an Airbnb, so it's fine. So.
Oh man. Well, it wasn't that bad for me, but because I texted him like around noon. I was like, "Hey man, what's going on today?" And it was a while before I heard from him. So I was like,
look, it wasn't bad. It just came out fairly quickly after going in.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So brisket in, brisket out.
Oh
my god.
Oh, and by the way, there I will just say that there probably will be some more guests on the show here in the coming weeks. Of course we've got Leon here, but Jay and Billy both know John Michael that used to work with us at Blockbuster. He's coming into town, and we're supposed to do some hanging out. I think that'll be fun too. So, maybe do some reminiscing with him. He's got totally different stories though, so it's gonna be interesting. But
interesting.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we've been going for 3.5 hours now. And playing a video game is one thing, but talking for 3.5 hours, wow.
This is what we do when we get together.
Oh, I know it.
See, it's been that long already. See, if someone's like, "Oh, really? It's been that long?" Then
classic poop stories feel like a game Dave stream, dude. I'll tell you what, man. Dave's got some fun stories. The ones that I always like, dude. I've got I've got poop stories for days. Poop stream.
Poop stream.
I mean,
Just go
the
stream
ones
on the pot.
the ones I always remember is when you're pushing, you're driving and you're pushing because you're like I don't want to tense. I did. Those are the best.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like by best you mean I don't think I'm gonna fucking make it.
Right.
And as you're running through the house to get to the bathroom, you're unbuckling your pants and shit.
I had that same sort of thing, and I was on my way, like a 45-minute drive to a store back when I did like marketing and stuff. So I had nowhere to go but a gas station, and I'm just like, I gotta find a gas station. And then what happens is you see the gas station, and you start, like it's like your body knows, oh, well, there it is. That's where we're gonna do this. And then, yeah, and then
you know what's worse when you get to said gas station and you go to turn that door and someone's in it and you're like, fuck. If we're talking going to like a gas station to have to relieve yourself, I am not above going into the women's restroom. I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, I've gone in to a gas station and just having to pee. Line of dudes, 5-6 dudes, because it's like a one stall, you know what I mean? Walk up to the women's restroom, open up the door, and everyone's looking at me like, this son of a bitch. And as soon as I get out, everybody else follows suit. I don't give a shit. I gotta go. Doesn't matter to me. I'll wipe the seat when I'm done.
Holy crap, man. The freaking, I mean, number
Duck
one,
shuffle.
Billy coming in here with a cake.
Birthday cake.
Yeah, that's worst birthday I've ever had. And then freaking duck shuffle over here.
That's funny.
Oh, dude. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start wrapping things up.
Yeah, I'm hungry, so I think that's a great idea. You guys can stay as long as you want, but
oh yeah, well, I mean, I usually wrap it up around the 2.5 hour mark, so going 3.5 hours. That's hey, it's bonus.
Bombshell.
A little bit of bonus for having to do the whole premiere a movie thing.
Hey,
But guys, thank you so much for all the support tonight. Thank you for hanging out. This was a blast. Of course, I mean, there's so much happened today. All the follows, the gifted subs, Game Dave, Big Mark. I mean, thank you for those. Of course, Filbert, Cryptic for the resub. I mean, come on, it's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And Jay, thank you for popping in. We didn't plan this, but it went pretty well. It's pretty funny and pretty good time. So.
Very good time.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you again. We'll see you on, I assume, on Friday, unless something changes. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Leon for sticking with me at the beginning. And again, Jay, bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
See you later.